Hey everyone, welcome to Area 616. So today, Mar-Vell Studios has finally released the first trailer for Captain Mar-Vell. I think we can all agree it looks just as incredible as we were all hoping it would, and there's quite a bit of cool stuff here to unwrap. So today I'll be breaking it down, going over every character, reveal, and moment in the trailer, and talking about what they could mean. We also got this teaser poster for the film, pretty standard, although something that's easy to miss is the cameo from Carol's cat. In the comics, her cat is named Chewie, although some reports point to her being named Goose in the movie, a reference to Top Gun, which would make sense for Carol's character here. Now, Carol's cat isn't actually a cat, it's a Flurkin, a rather strange type of alien that just so happens to look like a cat. It can hatch up to 117 different eggs and can teleport thanks to a pocket dimension stored inside of it. The trailer starts immediately into the action, showing Carol in a pod crashing down to Earth, specifically in a blockbuster, which is a clever way of showing us that it's not the present day. Someone has pointed out that the video in the blockbuster logo seems to point to this movie being set no later than early to mid 1994, as Blockbuster dropped that from their logo in late 1994. Clearly, the ship she has come from has been attacked, and if I had to bet, I'd say it's a Star Force ship that has been attacked by the Skrulls. We later see a shot of an alien ship becoming visible over Earth. It's unclear if this is from the Kree or the Skrulls, but we do see what appears to be a SHIELD Quinjet just below it. We then see a shot of what appears to be an autopsy being performed on a Skrull corpse, which is a recreation of the Skrull Elektra autopsy scene from the Secret Invasion event. Nick Fury is sitting to the side messing with what looks like a Skrull blaster, and I'd bet that one of these other two guys is Ben Mendelsohn's Talos, disguised as Fury's SHIELD boss. In voiceover, we hear Fury telling Carol about a space invasion that SHIELD is uncovering, and a big car chase, which we see bits and pieces of. If I were to bet, I'd say Carol is responsible for killing the Skrull that SHIELD is studying, and that's why she's on their radar. It's here that we get a bit of insight into Carol's life on the Kree Star Force, which is their special ops team. We get some of our first looks at Hala and its inhabitants, including these two Star Force members, Atlas and Minerva. They aren't in the trailer, but there are other Star Force members, like Korath and Bronchar. We also see Jude Law's mysterious character, but I'll talk more about him later on. Here, Carol says something really interesting that I wasn't expecting, but is actually from the comics. She explains that she doesn't really remember her time on Earth, it's only there in bits and pieces. In those flashes, we see her time on the Air Force with her friend Maria Rambeau, and some childhood memories as well. Here it looks like she's near some kind of crashed ship, which, judging by a later shot in the trailer, is how she gets her powers, some kind of energy blast from the ship. This shot here tells me she might be brought to space while in her jet. In the comics, when Carol first got her powers, she actually split personalities for a while until she eventually managed to combine the two. This did cause her to have some memory loss. The fact that she doesn't remember her time on Earth immediately sets her apart from, say, Captain America's out-of-time story. Here it could be that her memories are being taken from her by the Kree, as this shot of her being held in some kind of machine seems to imply. We only get the briefest of shots of the Skrulls in their true form in the trailer, and it's the same scene we saw from the Entertainment Weekly first look photos, so we know that this Skrull here is their leader, Talos, being played by Ben Mendelsohn. I should mention, while I think Mendelsohn's character is in this scene, it's possible he's not a Skrull at this point. Talos could take his place later on. We also see a pretty interesting shot of Carol punching an old lady in the face. Clearly she's a Skrull, and they're on the same train that Carol is seen fighting someone on earlier. So I'd say this could be the same Skrull that's on the autopsy table earlier in the trailer. Now this shot right here is really brief. It's on some alien planet. If I had to guess, I'd say this is the Skrull homeworld, as it looks different from Hala. In the comics, the Skrulls' home planet was destroyed by Galactus, which is why they wanted to invade Earth. Mar-Vell doesn't have Galactus yet, so it could be that their planet was decimated by something else. Perhaps a certain mad titan killed half of their population. Or maybe it is Galactus and they just won't explicitly say it yet. This shot right here shows Ronan on a Kree ship orbiting Earth, perhaps the same one from that earlier shot, which may imply that it's about to be destroyed. If so, Ronan may actually be on Earth for a period of time, unless he somehow escapes back to Hala. We also get a brief look at a young Phil Coulson. He barely looks any different if we're being honest here. But the de-aging effects for Nick Fury in particular are spectacular. We don't really see much of it, but there's absolutely no uncanny valley feeling here at all. And if this is how it is 6 months ahead, I imagine it'll be even better come March. We see a brief shot of Fury using a pager, sending the message "with target" to someone, perhaps Danvers. I'd imagine this is likely the same pager he uses to call Carol at the end of Avengers Infinity War, with some modifications made. There's also this shot of the Star Force on a mission underwater. It's our first good look at Carol with her helmet on, which looks amazing. I really wanted Carol's helmet to be in the movie, but it's always been one of those designs that could either look really good or terrible in live action. So far, I think it looks pretty great. We don't know if this is on Earth or a different planet, but if I had to guess, this is probably the opening action scene introducing the Star Force, which means it's probably on some other planet. And now we come to the final scenes of the trailer. First of all, Carol is seen charging up with her photon energy. Visually, this kind of reminds me of her binary form, which is basically the height of her powers. I imagine this is how she's able to become strong enough to move planets and such. In the comics, when she first accessed it, it actually caused her to completely sever her emotional ties to Earth, leaving the planet behind. This could very well explain why she's been gone for the last couple of decades. But a bit earlier, we see her facing off against a blurry figure on Earth. It goes by so quickly it's easy to assume it's a Skrull, but based on the green armored suit, it's likely a Kree, and considering he's not blue, I'd say it's Jude Law's character. This seems to confirm that he'll be playing an antagonist in the movie, although we admittedly don't know the context of this scene. Earlier reports coming out with his casting said he was playing Mar-Vell, but with the EW report, Mar-Vell seems to be playing it coy, referring to him as Carol's mystery mentor, and refusing to reveal too many details, other than he's fascinated by her powers and is a loyal Kree warrior. If it is Mar-Vell, he doesn't have powers like the comics, but some other rumors say that he's not actually Mar-Vell, but instead Yon-Rogg, a Kree enemy of Carol's. The more I see of him, the more I'm starting to believe those rumors are true. I remember reading somewhere that Mar-Vell is in the movie, but that we haven't seen him yet, and that Carol believes him to be dead. So perhaps he's in this ship that Carol finds. Maybe when it explodes, she thinks he dies in the blast. Or maybe he really does. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think of this trailer. There are so many cool things in it, and I'm really excited about this movie. It just looks really great, and I think Carol will prove to be an excellent new addition to the MCU. So let me know all of your thoughts and theories in the comments below if you noticed anything in the trailer that I missed. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
We can't do this alone. We need you.
I'm not what you think I am.